Wherever you see the jet chemtrails go over, you're going to get aluminum, barium, strontium coming down on you.
Why would we not believe it's happening when what we see in the sky matches exactly the express goal of numerous geoengineering patents, about 160 or more? Why would we not believe this is happening when every element showing up in the rain tests are the primary elements named in those geoengineering patents? Why would we not believe this is happening when we have escalating levels in very short time frames, as short as 5 years? We see rain levels of aluminum, for example, escalating as much as 50,000%. California air quality studies do not show these metals migrating from China, and it's of recent origin. So, this bombardment of heavy metals that's raining down on us is coming from somewhere. Why would we not believe geoengineering is occurring when the weather patterns are so altered here in exactly the manner stated by geoengineers and reports on the consequences for geoengineering, which are diminished rainfall, which are increased ozone destruction? We have a massive ozone hole in the northern hemisphere now.
Where the climate change conversation seems more about theology than it does about science, where you can believe in climate change if you are affiliated with one political leaning, and you're not supposed to believe in climate change if you're affiliated with another political leaning. That's a form of madness.
With what people wanted and with what the government actually did. What the study found was distressing, to say the least. The opinions of the bottom 90+% of income earners in America has essentially no impact at all. Zero. So when it feels like your vote doesn't matter, that's only because it doesn't matter. It's never mattered, for a very long time at least. It hasn't mattered. The system is rigged from bottom to top. You don't have paperless voting machines in order to ensure accurate results so that you can manipulate the system. And this dog and pony show about Democratic and the Democrats, the Republicans, this is absolutely two sides to the same coin. The entire system is bought, sold, and paid for. So let's think about that for a second. Again, if you ever felt like your opinion didn't matter at all and the government didn't care what you thought, well, you're right. But there's a catch. There's an exception to this. If you're one of the economic elite, your opinion absolutely does matter. If there's one thing that still reliably gets politicians' attention, it's money. Well, the opinions of the bottom 90+% of, again, income earners in America have statistically no significant impact. The studies found that the economic elites, the business interests, and people who can afford lobbyists have a major influence in politics. Why would this be a surprise to any of us? This is how programs like geoengineering are carried out. Because the people have no say. Only those at the top who want to keep business as usual or make money, in fact, off climate engineering, which they are doing. We have disaster capitalists making money off these programs as they drought out major areas, and the small-time farmer is droughted into non-existence as land is purchased in many cases by multinational corporations, part of a global elite. The whole California Air Quality Board attack on the U.S. farmers, or the California farmers, trying to force them to buy equipment that they cannot afford in order to reduce particulate pollution, while at the same time the California Air Resources Board completely ignores a source of particulate pollution that's mathematically perhaps 100,000 times greater than anything the farmer's equipment could ever put out. How can that go on? How can we have poor independent farmers penalized by their diesel equipment that doesn't matter in the bigger picture, and certainly not in comparison to the dumping of particulates into the atmosphere for climate engineering, but yet we have a California organization that is making a scapegoat out of the California farmer? That's an example of the whole system. And I hope our farmers wake up to what's being done, that they're being made a scapegoat for particulate pollution, when climate engineering is, again, mathematically perhaps 100,000 times greater source of particulate pollution than anything their farm equipment could put out.
April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Could you explain what you were trying to say? Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring